On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. I wouldn't take nothing, Mount Zion, for my journey now, Mount Zion. One day, I was walking along, well, the elements open, and the love come down, Mount Zion. On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion.
I am Madison Cuisine. I'm a 17-year-old academic junior at Spelman College, where I major in political science with a minor in English. I also run a nonprofit called the Pragmatic Prodigies, which is focused on the mission of equity in advanced and education at large. And that focus essentially came from the idea that the area in which I'm from, the 76104 area code in Fort Worth, Texas, has the lowest life expectancy in the entire state. And because of that, I wanted to do a little research as to why that is. And a lot of that is not only access to, healthy foods, but also the immense poverty just in the area. And this problem becomes systemic, right? Because if you fail sixth grade because you weren't in school, then you're going to fail seventh grade because you don't know what happens, right? And so our mission as the Pragmatic Prodigies, we're not only to set up our girls with the opportunity to explore, collegiate and trade school ventures, but also to make sure that they are taken care of in middle school. And I think the main way that I relate to the sense of activism that Paul Robeson really represents is because of my goal to not only work within the state of Texas, but also to make this an international venture.
Thank you so much. Okay, hello, my name is Lauren Forney. I am a sophomore health science major at Spelman College from Houston, Texas. Just a little bit about myself. I enjoy community service. I have my own community service organization, my own nonprofit, where we complete service activities each month. And I brought that to Spelman College, and I still volunteer specifically in the Atlanta metro area. I also am on the Protege e-board, which is another campus organization here at Spelman College, where we work with freshman students here at Spelman, and we develop their leadership skills, professionalism skills, and then we have LinkedIn workshops, resume workshops, free headshot fairs, and we also have ways for them to hear from different work professionals to improve their interviewing skills. And then it's also a mentorship program, so we pair them with a mentor at the beginning of the semester, just to really not only help them during this freshman year, but also to stick with them for their whole matriculation through Spelman College. I also would say that I'm an advocate in my community. Just with me just with me starting my own nonprofit, I believe that I advocate for homeless, underserved people who just don't have it and they need it. And I really genuinely have a passion for that and helping others. I also do believe that with my passion of being a gynecologist, I will hopefully be an advocate for women, specifically young Black women in these spaces in the medical field. And then also, one of my major passions is just trying to limit health disparities in the Black community. And I've really started to really gain a true understanding of what that means.
Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. I wouldn't take nothing, Mount Zion, for my journey now.
Hi, my name is Dia Jha, and I'm a first year at Yale University studying economics and computer science. Something that's really fun to know about me is I love connecting with people from any ages, whether it be 3-year-olds in the Taekwondo classes I would teach back home, or 80-year-olds at the elderly shelter that I'd go to every weekend and spend time with and play piano. I love being able to connect with people from all different backgrounds and learn from them and share my own experiences. And that's what I did by starting the Let's Talk program at my high school, which stands for Teach access, learn, choice. And it's an opioid prevention program. In my school community, I went to a Title III high school, which means that we had very low funding. Over 50% of the people in our school were below the poverty line. And it was just a community where students could easily fall into these negative habits that would affect their lives moving forward and those around them. So I decided that I saw it from a young age in my own family how drug and opioids not affected only my father, but me and my younger sister. And being able to apply that to creating a program to help youth my age by providing them with positive coping mechanisms rather than turning to opioids and drugs as a stress reliever or to deal with the things that are going on in their lives. And using my skills of interpersonal connection, I was able to successfully implement this program in my school and leave them with $1,000 funding to continue it for the years to come.
And I didn't go to stay. Well, my soul got a happy, and I stayed all day, Mount Zion, on my journey.
Hello, my name is Brooke Brookins. I am a graduating senior from Highland Park Senior High School in St. Paul, Minnesota. Who I am is a lot of things. I see myself as kind of the example for what intersectionality looks like. I grew up as a Black male in a Mandarin immersion setting for 13 years of my life, where the predominantly language that was used was Mandarin Chinese. In that, I am also very active in my school and have been from a very young age, from taking on various leadership roles, such as being my school's Black Student Union president, such as starting my school's student equity leadership group, as well as being an active member of the National Honor Society, and also being a three-sport varsity captain in cross country, track and field, and in Nordic skiing. Additional to that, I have major aspirations to become a pediatric oncologist. On top of this, I am also an avid writer. I write poetry as well as prose, and it's just something I really like to do in my spare time is painting and just also writing. Now, as for my vision for change in the world right now, if I had the resources to do so, I would start a program that nurtures and kind of educates Black youth on the healthcare industry, as well as specifically cancer research. My goal when I grow up as a pediatric oncologist is to not only focus on alleviating childhood cancer, but as well as providing resources and programs and initiatives in the Black community that help to educate and get people set up with the proper resources they need to prevent cancer, as well as know more about healthcare and that things. And so starting this at a young age would be very, very helpful to me and just help start my vision for that. And doing these initiatives would be such as going into schools and just gathering the students who are POC or BIPOC and just helping them discover careers in healthcare and discover what it means to be a STEM major. I'm helping pave the way and expressing what my experiences are like as a Black male through my poetry and through my spoken word and through my art, which invites the world into what it is like in my experiences with that, as well as excellence in sports. I do predominantly white sports. You heard I do cross country running and I do Nordic skiing. Now, for years, for 5 years on the Nordic ski team, I have been the only African American male. And I helped 2 years ago to start a conversation on our team that had to deal with race and the interaction that they have with race officials and the racing on the team versus what I had, which opened up to me starting the student equity leadership group because it made me realize people have stories and these stories need to be brought up. And there needs to be something done, not for equality, but for equity.
I wouldn't take nothing to Mount Zion for my journey on Mount Zion. I went into the valley
Great.
and I
Awesome.
didn't go to stay.
Well, my name is Maggie, short for Margarita. I was born here in Los Angeles. I've lived here my entire life, but my identity, my roots trace back to Armenia. So a lot of what I've kind of grown up with being someone from the Armenian diaspora here in America, even though I was born here, um, I do see the different challenges and differences in regards to justice and equalities and opportunities. Um, I have sort of my own nonprofit that I run, which works to improve education in financially low income communities and borders in Armenia. Because a while back, when I would always visit just to see family, I noticed a lot that um, these border villages were being ignored and weren't being given the same attention as more inner cities were because the government had basically assumed that those border villages would dissolve. So my vision sort of became, how can we uplift these communities and how can we ensure that years on in the future that they're still thriving? And I knew that all of that kind of started with education. I've also kind of tried to work along with my members, um, having workshops and sessions with them, trying to encourage civic engagement within the Armenian community here in LA because we are one of the most densely populated Armenian areas in the US. So trying to uplift them and kind of get every single person to do their part um, was kind of a huge mission of what my vision was for fixing these inequalities, not just locally in my community, but also globally with my nonprofit. Um, Aside from that, I've also been a lot involved with journalism, which is another kind of huge aspect of how I see change, educating the community and informing the people. I'm a student journalist for my school newspaper, but before that, I was just an independent writer myself, doing my own research and publishing different works to um, inform the community about the Armenian people and sort of the disadvantages we face as kind of a not so known community, marginalized, not able to be categorized in a place. Um, so I kind of try to sprinkle that in everything that I do through journalism, through my nonprofit, and also through legislation as well. I've been able to work with different assembly members in my area, particularly Assembly Member Jesse Gabriel for my district, to plan roundtables for, again, youth in my community, encouraging for them to get together and do something if they have a passion, if they see a problem in their communities, just trying to encourage the youth to be active.
I was walking along, well, the elements open, and the love come down Mount Zion.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle Walker, and I am a current senior living in Cincinnati, Ohio. Um, and I feel like a lot of my interests and a lot of my work throughout high school has been focused around the humanities and social justice and social activism within the humanities. Um, uh, Strictly or mainly in the realm of classics as well as like writing and like writing and the humanities in general. And something that really caught my eye about Paul Robeson and Paul Robeson's legacy is how much of a multifaceted individual that he is. I felt like oftentimes people and especially like me, I felt like I've been kind of faulted for my multifaceted interest in like the different like facets and different interests that I like to indulge in and seeing how Paul Robeson was able to kind of integrate his passion for social activism and social justice in all the spheres that he was interested in, like in music and law, in football and sports, things like that is something that I really appreciated. And actually, one thing that kind of I had trouble with when selecting the application or like getting through the application was figuring like kind of what sphere that I fit in, like a leader activist versus, leader athlete and like a leader artist, things like that. Because I really feel like, everything I've done and all of the different activities that I've done really fits into um, just like a whole category of activists. And I'll talk more about that as well because I feel like I haven't talked about that enough. So currently this year I was given the opportunity and selected as Cincinnati's second Youth Poet Laureate. And a lot of my work has really revolved around like even before I was selected for the position, kind of trying to delve deeper into my like identity and my dualities as both like an African American person and a second generation Cameroonian American, and kind of navigating things like um, the issues that second generation immigrants face, um, not being able to have like gone or stepped foot into my home country before and things like that. And I really feel like poetry is an amazing outlet, not just for me to be able to write down and navigate my thoughts and my feelings about my identity and my culture, but also I feel like it's really helped me create a platform and avenue for other writers to be able to pursue their crafts and be able to get more into writing.
On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. I wouldn't take nothing to Mount Zion for my journey now, Mount Zion. One day, I was walking along, well, the elements open, and the love come down Mount Zion. On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. I wouldn't take nothing to Mount Zion for my journey now, Mount Zion. You can talk about me just as much as you please. Well, I'll talk about you when I get on my knees, Mount Zion.